a variation. I'll take a look at it there. That's pretty green. If I want a little bit more red, I'll add it like that. And then I do a lot of mixing right there on, I do quite a bit of mixing right there on the piece. And I can tell you, you see all that variation in Sargent's color, and that's how he's getting it. Mixes right there on, maybe he doesn't do all of his mixing right there on the surface, but he's doing a lot. So, mix on the surface.
Okay.
I can't tell you, I just go through that red, yellow, and blue, and I do a lot of estimating, and I do a lot of testing. Testing. So other than that, okay. Is that it?
Yep, thank you very much. This is a
Thank you, Robin.
great exercise.
Wonderful. All right. Let's move on to Francis. All right. So you got that blue side of the building and the kind of the reddish side of the building. Nice.
Well, I think I need to go back on the side of the building where the door is, because I couldn't get the color right and I kept adding and adding and adding. So I think now I need to go back and put some white on top of that to tone down those shadows.
Some white and blue maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, mix the white and blue together, because really what's happening is that the sky doesn't get into this color up here too much because the roof is blocking it. But the sky gets down into here more.
I
So
see.
it'll get bluer down in here more. Yeah. So as you're putting that down, think about that. And yeah, any kind of edging you want to do, any sort of little leafy edges you want to put in.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a few of those. Not a lot though. If you really get in there, you would see it doesn't really have very many. It just looks like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And what else?
Well,
Yeah.
the person that was before me, when she asked the question about, getting ready, I think for me, I need to start mixing those three, red, yellow, blue in different variations before the class, because I can't seem to keep up with, what the next color is. So maybe that would help me, because I wind up being behind all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do all at once. But I do quite a bit of, like I said earlier, I'll mix a red and a yellow and a blue, and I'll mix it into a pot of colors, and then I just kind of shift it off. Do I need more blue? Do I need more yellow? Do I need more red?
Okay.
Why? And I come up with a lot of these sort of very gray colors. That way,
Mm-hmm.
really subtle, that they have color to them.
Okay.
We'll keep working at it.
Yep, we will.
It's really not any more difficult than taking red, yellow, and blue, which is usually cad red, cad yellow, and ultramarine blue. Those are the ones I go to most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I can get most of my colors that way. Okay. You got a nice sense of light on this, though.
Thank you.
Okay. And then don't forget the reflected light under the eaves, okay?
Right.
Yeah. Under here too. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And yeah, I like a little bit under there too. I noticed he even touched a little bit on this side, but a whole lot on this side. All right.
Okay.
All right then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
Rob, I think you skipped
Oh.
mine. This is Marie. If you go
Oh,
back.
there you are. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Claire too, huh?
okay.
Wow. But Claire doesn't have one. Okay.
Thanks.
Maybe it's up there. Okay.
Really good.
Let's see. Did Sargent do this painting?
A fan, a very big fan.
Well, good. Good for you. Now, this is what I'm talking about, everybody. So, you see how she just lets the paint go sometimes and be like a watercolor. See the blue here? Just threw a little cool in that color. She threw down this sort of violet, tagged a little blue in there, tagged a little kind of brown in there, and let it do its watercolory thing.
Well, it's been a goal of mine for years to learn how to mix the paint on the canvas or on the paper.
Okay.
It's not really something that's that comes easy to me. So this was really fun because I felt like sometimes I'm in the zone with it and sometimes I just can't do it at all. So.
Yeah. Okay, those are two, that's an issue I'll go over more with you
I
guys.
kind of feel like sometimes the edges start getting, I'm playing over in one section and then the edges start getting dry and I go, oh no, I have to go over here now. And I think it's the the edge that sometimes I screw up on, I think. I don't know how to keep it wet sometimes, but.
Just add water. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah, that's
easier said than done.
Oh, just add some water, and then if that doesn't work, add some color. Okay, see you later. No. I'm sorry. I hate to say everything's so simple. It's not, but it does take a lot of doing and a lot of paintings. This is a good looking painting.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should be proud of that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any. Yeah, wow. You handled the underside of this Eve almost identical to what he did. I like that red you got in there too. That certainly could happen. You definitely just want to see some color changes when you have something hanging over, because it's just going to grab light in a different way. I might have hit it something a little bit more, maybe not yellow, but like a yellowy green in there.
Okay.
I really like the way you handled the vegetation in the sky. It's not identical to his way, but it's probably a little wetter than he was doing his, but you get the colors and you're understanding that all he's trying to do up there is just break up the sky and have a little overlapping of leaves. And so you have the leaves overlapping the house, which overlaps the other leaves, and creates that whole feeling of leafiness. I hate to say that.
I did get one of Henry's brushes this week. I ordered one, and so I love it. It's fun. It's fun.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I might shed a few hairs on you here and there, but
Yeah, I've noticed.
just leave them in there. I just leave them in there, and then when the whole thing's dry, if I remember, I'll take them out. But usually after a few times using it, it doesn't really shed many. I just get used to it. I don't know. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful job. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, there's Robin. There's Francis. Claire. It just says painting. Oh. Let's see. Is Claire way up here? Oh, there you are.
I have a number 2.
You have a number 2. What do you mean?
Later.
Oh, here it is. I see it.
Thank you.
There it is. Okay. You got the watercolor feel down. I especially like this area. Let me get the right color. I especially like all of this area right in here. All of this. The relationships to like the roof color in relationship to the color of light here. And I like how you've got this more red on this side, you know, and more blue on this side.
Yeah, just straight ultramarine on top of the yellow, I think.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So let's see. This got a little yellow on you back here, Bob?
Yeah.
Maybe a little more light on the building. So I just leave it kind of that yellowy white I began with. I never put any. Although sometimes I will come back and throw in a little bit of accent yellow here and there, just little, you know, little pieces here and there,
Okay.
just for fun. If I don't get the yellow underpainting enough. So I think I did run around and hit a couple little accents in there. I think even on his, if you look on his roof, he does hit a little bit of yellow. I forgot to do that on my roof. But if you look on his roof in the light, he'll hit a touch of yellow in there.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention that.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to even do it.
It's hard to see next to the blue and all the other colors that I can see it.
Yeah.
Pointed it out.
Yeah, there's a little bit of yellow in there. So, what else? And, but I'd say you should be happy with this.
Yeah, reasonably. You know, I like everyone else. I can definitely do it 5 more times and get a lot more out of it.
Well, this, you know, what you might want to do is everybody too. Just keep it up in your studio and keep that reproduction. And you know, if you just want to paint something, you know, gosh, a master copy is a great thing to paint. Just
Yeah.
the fact that you're learning, and you're not really thinking of, you know, necessarily making this great painting or anything. It takes a lot of the pressure off, and you're really just kind of like studying, you know, just studying.
Yay.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a fun project. I really enjoyed it.
Good. All right. Your sidewalk's going a little bit downhill.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was trying to correct it. Well, yeah, I didn't get it.
Oh,
This one, but I
Just
did.
level that out. Just
Level.
level that out a little bit. And I know
I think I didn't get the roof angle quite right either, but
it's not bad though. It's not bad.
yeah, not bad, but a little too much blue.
Oh, I see what you're saying because it's a little bit going uphill.
Yeah,
It should be going a little bit downhill. Maybe
Yeah.
not that much, but a little bit more like that.
yeah,
So you can just take this roof down a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah. Easy fix.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what we do. As you can see, I mean, I see those things, but I don't usually. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a huge deal. But let's say you took that out. Let's see. You want this to be about there. Yeah, that's going to be a little hard because you might have to take the building out to here. You know what you do? You just fudge it a little bit. You just add a little bit of a corner right there. It
Oh
helps.
yeah, I see that.
And then maybe you take this one up just a little higher, like up in here,
Yeah,
and that helps. So
yeah,
you might end up with something level, but at least we got it going downhill a little bit there. Yeah. So okay, easy enough.
thank you.
Thank you. And where are we now? Let me clear these out. We're at Betsy? I think Betsy, right? I think we're at Betsy. All right, that's, yes. Any questions, Betsy? Are you muted? Maybe I can't hear you, Betsy. Okay. All right. Maybe she's not here right now. Okay. Nice piece. Now, if you notice, her technique is a bit drippier. You know, it's a little bit wetter than, let's say.
And you can leave here by.
Oh boy, somebody's not muted over there.
Usually takes.
Can hear your stuff. I gotta stop everything. Hold on.
Yeah, okay. Actually, it usually takes less than half an hour, so.
Who is it? It's Daniel. Okay. Please mute yourself, Daniel. Let's see. Now I got to come back into here and there. Screen share. This one. Wait. This one, right? Yeah. Now, that one looks so good. I couldn't tell which one was the Sargent. On a small scale, it's hard to tell. Okay. Let's see.
Betsy is trying to talk, but she's still.
I can't hear.
I got it. Do you hear
There
me?
you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. Nice work.
Thanks.
Now, like I was just saying that you're working a little bit wetter, and Sargent would work a little drier. And you can see if you look at even his little things, he's doing a lot of. You can see some dry brush edges, and that's why you can tell that he's working a little drier. When you get a lot of, although you handled this very well, I have to say, but when you get a lot of drippiness like this, which is just fine with me, it just means you're adding more water. That's all. It's dripalicious. And let's see what else. Yeah, you went from dark to light very nicely. Did you add some white in there? I think you did. Doesn't even look like you did hardly.
I painted, after I did it all, I got my white out and put a little bit in there.
A little bit, yeah. All right. Yeah, and now sometimes if you don't put the yellow on enough, it won't.
A little more, yeah.
So now remember, the yellow is a little bit opaque. It's kind of translucent. So if you throw a little bit of yellow in there, it will cover a little bit. So that's
good.
probably all you need is just a little bit.
More. Okay, good.
I'm thinking maybe a little bit of like orange. I see a little like red orange. You think he has under this side,
Okay, got it.
something like that. And then maybe in here a little bit of like a yellow. I see the yellow you got in there. Maybe a little stronger value.
Okay.
A little bit darker. So a little bit darker green. I don't want it as green as the door, but pretty green up there.
Yeah.
Okay. And any questions?
No, except for I didn't like the shadows on the left side because you couldn't really tell what they were coming from. So I'm wondering if I needed to put a shadow in the ground like I did on the far left one. Should I
Yeah.
do it on the far right one leading back to the tree?
Yeah, I noticed he did have some shadows on the ground. I went ahead and put him back, put a few down on the ground, and there should be some shadow on the ground from this one.
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't. It could be that I don't know.
Right.
But right, I mean, there could be a shadow maybe coming from like in there.
Right. Yeah, it makes it make more sense.
Yeah, I did throw a little bit down on mine, a little on the ground, and I just faded it into nothing. But yeah, I agree. There probably should be because when you have a shadow coming down a wall like this, there should be a shadow down here, and same with this. There should be something down there. Yeah. Anyway, yours looks really nice. I have to say, like I couldn't figure out which one was the Sargent because I had the actual Sargent here.
Thank you. I'm surprised.
On a small thumbnail sketch there. On a scale of a thumbnail, I couldn't tell. Okay. Any other?
No, that
Okay.
was, but thank you.
Nice work. So I guess that's another thing is that he probably was working on Arch's paper and using Winsor Newton paints. That does have a bit to do with it. So I'm not sure if we're all using exactly the right paper or Okay. All right, you caught that reflected light nicely. Okay. Let's see. All right, any questions? Looks great.
No. I know
Barbara.
on the computer, the sky looks grayer than I have it. It looks a lot bluer on my actual paper.
Your sky, it was pretty blue, the sky was. It was a very light blue.
Yeah, on my paper it looks light blue, but when you're putting it up here, it looks gray.
Oh.
And
well,
same with shadows on the front side of the house where the window is. They're a lot bluer in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the same problem. I look at my stuff up there and go, wait, that's not the color I see down here. Yeah, it's oh well. Okay. Nice work. I mean, looks good. Let's see. And you know this dark I put behind the house in that bush?
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you get that nice and dark.
Oh, okay.
It really does something
Okay.
back there. So I would get that dark.
Okay.
Maybe a little something up here. I don't know if there was anything in there, but I think I saw a little something up in there. He doesn't have this. There's not a lot of dark in this painting. It's a very light painting, which really works well for a watercolor. Okay. Other than that, I don't see. I mean, I might maybe the value under this roof, under this, yeah, could be a little darker, like it's orange shadow. Yeah. And I just go over that in like ultramarine blue.
Okay.
It's not that, it's only the value of it that I'm concerned with, just a little darker. I don't know why, but I really like your door. I love the colors. I mean, the reds.
Thank you.
Now yours didn't, you can't really make out the tree in your shadow there, but it has a nice feeling to it anyway. You definitely get the feeling that you're under a tree shade and all. I think what I'm reacting to is the way you're using the red next to the greens. Something really nice about that. Let's see. All right. Okay then. Any other questions?
No, it's a great lesson. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Rob, this is Jane, and I wondered if you skipped me.
Oh, maybe I did. Okay.
I've got to go, and I would love to be here when you do it.
Okay. Let's Jane. There you are. Are you back here?
Yeah.
Did you send me more than one?
Oh, it doesn't matter. They're the same, but it was.
You got one way. You got a whole bunch of them.
No, I have. There it is at the top, practically. Keep going.
Is there more?
No. I mean, there's 1 and 2, but it doesn't matter. But I'm telling you where my name is. It's at the top.
This yours? Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
That's not yours?
Oh, maybe it is. Yes, it is.
I was going to say, because it says Jane Levy.
Yeah, that's mine. Thank you.
Okay.
I just have to go, so I was wondering.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you got a pretty nice sense of light and shadow on it. I don't know why, but it looks kind of misty.
I did a
don't know
lot,
if
but
is that your camera?
no, I don't know why it is, but I tried it. It's on wet I wet my paper before I started painting.
Okay.
And in some ways that was good because I could blend, but in many ways I couldn't get specific dark shapes.
Yeah.
I did a little bit on the left-hand wall, but not much.
Yeah, no, that'll give you that misty kind of feeling. That misty kind of feeling. No, sorry. Had to say that. Oh gosh. Yeah, when you work wet into wet, like on a wet paper like this, you'll get that feel, and it's a wonderful feeling. I mean, I really liked it. I thought maybe your lens of your camera was a little bit misty, but because it looks like you did a wet into wet, I think that's just great.
Yeah. I guess before we even started, I thought this painting looks like it could be done wet on wet, but anyway.
Yeah, there is a lot of wet into wet in there, and then he's letting edges dry up, and that's how he's getting some of these really hard edges to some of his leaves and leaf shadows and things like that. So, all right, so I might think about the edges, the planes that are facing downward, and look at his piece, and you'll see that, like maybe in here, I think you got a little more orange, but so maybe more like that or something, but
Right.
kind of greenish in here. And so it really is an exercise in reflected light. Mainly, yeah. And I say reflected light meaning, it's funny, I see shadows as reflected light. I don't see shadows as something different than light. I just see shadows as a property of light. So that's why so many artists refer to them as lesser lights instead of shadows. So what happens is that you're blocking the light, and that's creating lesser lights. That's all.
Right.
Which is kind of a strange way to think of it, but it's when you think that way when you're painting, it's a great way to think, because then you think, oh, okay, I can have more color in my shadows. Shadows can be colorful. Okay. Yeah, I like what you're doing with your wall. Maybe I would have seen a little more blue in it, but I think it's great. It is a violet in relationship to this over here. It's kind of a blue violet. And I like how you got lighter over here and darker over here. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking this maybe could be a little more violet. Remember, we do get that sort of a feeling of a tree in there.
That one, yeah.
And there's
Well, this is great, Rob. I thought I would tell you that I just sent everybody an article about Sargent's watercolors that I found. It's kind of a nice article. There was a big show in Boston a while back, and one of the things in it is a list of his watercolor palette, which is pretty interesting to look at. His blacks and his whites and his colors, it's all there.
So he did use black, huh? That's interesting. Okay. Any other questions? I think it looks great. I really like the yellow you use in the lights. Oh, what was that?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for fitting me in.
No problem. By the way, you used kind of a darker blue back here. I don't know why I thought of this, but look at Winslow Homer. He'll use a really nice blue like that next to a white house. He's got a few paintings that are similar to this, and that really reminded me of Winslow Homer right there.
Right.
I can think of the one I copied too, just like that.
That's
Okay.
another person to copy for sure.
Yep. And why not? We should. Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And let's see, we're down here. There's Barbara Lester. Okay. Whoops. Okay, there's Jane. Michelle. Okay. Hey, you got really colorful.
Ooh.
Hey.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to say that I'm Robin and I sent Peggy's
Okay.
So it's gonna say Robin, so that's why you see
Oh,
twice.
did I jump over it?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll go back.
but that's okay, go, please continue with this, and then.
Okay, no problem. Okay, very colorful, wow.
Yeah, almost certainly more colorful than what Sargent has. So, I'm thinking, well, actually, I'm toning it down as we talk, actually.
Oh.
I mean,
It's okay.
It's not, yeah.
That's okay. Let's see. We've got, whoops. So I'm definitely seeing your blue side of the wall over here and your more violet. You just took everything that he did and saw it extreme, which in a lot, I think that's great because you when you exaggerate it like this, okay, like these, that tells me you really see it. Now, I mean, so in a sense, you're actually doing a better copy than me because you're taking what he's doing and running with it and exaggerating. When you exaggerate an idea like this, and you even learn more, really. I love the door. I love your door. Your door is just phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
That's a beautiful green. I mean, that
It
color
is.
that he used, oh my gosh, that's great green.
Yeah, you just nailed that. I might throw a little bit more yellow, like you did up in here. A little bit more up into there,
Yeah,
right there, and you tag this yellow over here, just informing yourself, hey, I'm using yellow in these lights. But I love.
yeah, and that,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. Oh, it's funny that for whatever reason my camera is sensitive to yellow. So it's
Oh.
not that yellow
Oh,
in the
okay.
painting, but yeah.
Yeah, it's really popping the yellows. So I would say, in a sense, because you're not doing this exact duplicate copy. What you're doing is you're taking what he's doing and you're running with it, which means you're really going to get these ideas into your own work, and that's why you copy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's why we copy.
Yeah,
So
no, I really
think.
like this lesson too.
Yeah. I mean, this piece is a nice little piece, and not only that, it's a really excellent little learning exercise you did here for yourself. And the funny thing is about this day today is that if you didn't know a lot of these things, or you hadn't really thought about a lot of these things, it's going to stay with you for life. It will, because it's knowledge that you want, and then you sought after it, and when you got it, you exaggerated it. So those kind of lessons stay with you for life. They don't really. You might forget them, and you might end up relearning them. But yeah, this is a nice piece.
Thanks. It's fun. It really is a good lesson to say, oh, I love that. How did he do that? Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. How did he do that? And it really
Yeah.
helpful to have a guide as
Yeah.
you to say, oh, well, he did that by blah, 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 so, yeah. Anyway, thanks, Rob. It's a great lesson today.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to copy your door. All right.
All right.
That is one heck of a door. Okay, let's go back to Peggy's. There you go. That's what confused me.
Could I ask one question about the last one? What color green did you use?
Well, I don't, sorry, I'm not muted yet either, so I don't have phthalo. I have a whole vine, marine blue, and so
Ooh.
that and a little bit of cad yellow pale.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's what made the green?
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll give you a really nice green.
Thank you.
Yeah.
yep.
So yeah, marine blue is a good substitute for Prussian blue, or phthalo blue is too. And maybe even indigo blue is a little, it's not as, I don't know. Oh, cerulean blue is another good one I like. It's not as dark, but I like it. Okay, Peggy. All right. I'm seeing the changes. Let's see. I'm seeing the changes in your colors. Which had a better. You went from dark to light. I wish it was a little bluer though in the shadow on the front. Let's see, a little bit bluer. Not that dark. Let me try this other blue. I don't have the right ones, but anyway, yeah, I wish this was a little bluer. But I like, and then, so if you mix a little blue, a little ultramarine blue and white, and just go over what you have, it'll work. It won't work perfectly, but it'll work. You'll see, you'll catch that feeling. And I went like more ultramarine blue on the top. Got Speedy Gonzalez outside, sorry about that. I hope he doesn't continue doing that. I think he is going to continue doing that. Oof. I can't control other people outside my... There he goes. He shut his engine off. Thank you. And then, right, you caught this yellow right here. Nice. Maybe a little stronger yellow in there. Yellowy green in here. Because the light hits the door and bounces back up into it. And then that was supposed to be an arrow. Then what else? Let's see. Maybe this yellow you're putting in the house over here, maybe add more yellow to your whites over here. All of them. Very little too. I mean, very little. It doesn't take very much at all. In here too. I even put a little bit on my roof while you guys were talking. What else? And I think it's about it. And I like these dark shade in there. That's really nice. This dark was really great. Thank you. I might with your leaves, because what he's doing with the leaves is he's taking some of the leaves over the roof. And what that does is, compositionally, what he's trying to do there is give you a sense of depth by taking a few of them right over the roof. So I would take some of them. Here, this little. There we go. Yeah, I would take some of them right over the top here, occasionally. So you get the leaves, and then you get the house, and then you get the other leaves in the background. Okay. All right. Very nice. Thank you. Michelle. So I think we're at, Claire we did. Alice. Here's Alice.
Actually, it's the one that says Corfu on it.
Oh. Alice. Oh, you're way up here? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it says Corfu.
Wait, there's second painting. Is it? Did you send more than one?
Yeah. Sorry. It's
way up.
Yeah, Corfu.
Wow, that looks just like a Sargent. Oh.
No, I don't. Is that mine?
Here you are, way up here. There you are. Okay. You say, wow. Okay. Let's see. Well, what do you think? Nice work.
So the reason why I sent you this last one was because the other ones, the shadows on the left, next to the door, they were just, I had a really hard time with those shadows. So I literally had to paint white on everything and start over.
Wow.
So it still is kind of weird, but yeah.
Well, I think these shadows here got a little dark on you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, you remember he used white, so I don't see any reason why you couldn't take some white into there if you like. Let's see. And I think this all looks great. The only thing I might do is hit a little bit of yellow up in here.
Okay.
If you look hard, under his roof, you might see a little yellow in here. I would hit just a little bit in there too.
Okay.
And then I think I saw a little bit of red or orange or like a brown. I'd have to look at it again, but right under there. So think about that.
Yeah. And then the sky, I think, is too dark.
Sky's a little dark. And then I would even get darker with some of this right back here.
Yeah.
Blue.
Okay.
And then just as you see how your leaves fall into 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
They're kind of like beside each other. Just take a couple of leaves. Just take a couple of leaves over and combine one once in a while.
Okay.
A couple of loose leaves on their own and a couple of overlappies. Yeah, that's how I do that. I do that every painting. So I'll come back and randomize it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a nice dark in here, like a dark blue. Nice dark blue in there.
Oh, okay.
That's about it. Nice painting.
It was a wonderful exercise. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Great job. Okay, we got Shelley. Okay, Shelley. Nice work. Oh, you got that yellow under the eave there, yeah. And a little overlapping of the leafage over the top. Looks good. I got no problems with this painting. Got your reflected lights on there, your blue lights over here, your warm lights, blue shadows. Okay. Love the handling. Love all this direction you got here. What was that?
I feel like the shadows are too heavy-handed. I think maybe because he's moving so fast or something, but he really captured the lightness of it, and somehow for me, adding the white made it really opaque.
Did you add a whole lot of white?
No.
Hmm.
But I would try and test that again,
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a very interesting exercise, though, Rob,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot about reflected light. I learned a lot about mixing on the surface and sort of permission to use so much color. Oh my God!
Good for you. Good for you. Let's see. I love this change right here. See this? All this. Look at this. She catches a little yellow. I mean, the light could be hitting down here, boom. Like from the sky, boom. The light, I'm sorry, excuse me. The light comes down, boom, hits her, and then can you feel like she got a little reflected light into that shadow? I mean, see the yellow in it? I like it. And I love the change here between the violet and the blue there. Great change. I mean, a lot of great things going on here. If I had to say anything, maybe what happens is when he works really fast, he gets some wet into wet action going. And so that would soften up some of these edges in here.
Yeah.
And that's probably, that's what I thought of when you said that. And so, if sometimes you need softer edges, just add a little water to the edge. Just add a little water. You should get that soft edge.
Great.
Yeah.
Rob, can you tell us one more time why the shadow is cold on one side and warm on the other? Can you go over that one more time?
Yeah. Okay, so it looks to me as if there really isn't a whole, there's no trees way over here. Okay? The trees are mostly over here as a canopy, almost blocking about 80% of the light. And so you don't get as much blue sky. It's the sky that's influencing the color of the shadow. So in other words, it's more open over here, and it's more closed over here by the canopy. So what's happening is you're getting more sky influencing these colors here, and that's what's making them blue. Now the other thing is that you have a white building, so the building itself doesn't have much color of its own. So it takes on more of the color of what's around it, or what's influencing those shadows. It'll take on those colors because it doesn't have its own inherent color. Like for instance, this green door does. So generally you wouldn't see the blue in the green door as much, although somebody hit some blue in that door I forgot whose door I was going crazy over. Oh, that was you. Wait, that was Michelle. But generally you wouldn't see as much blue in this door as you would over here because there's so little sky being able to influence that color. Although I think it looked really good. So you throw it in anyway.
Yeah, and that's why it goes from warm to cooler even on that left side. So
that's why.
I got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and it even gets a little bit more brown and orange over here. So he goes from browner to more violet to blue, and then even on over here it goes from like a darker blue to a lighter blue. So good illustration of all this. I'm glad I'm looking at your piece because Shelley, because this is a good illustration of all that. So is yours, Michelle. So.
Oh, thanks. But thank you.
You see, everybody, but by looking at this on everybody else's piece instead of just mine, you see it over and over and over again. You see this whole idea of what we're talking about. And I really love the fact that you changed this color down here to a different color. I mean, you could have used this color and the value would have been great. But the fact that you chose to change it to something more red violet in there, even gives us another understanding that there's a plane change going on there. Yeah. I love this blue you throw in there too, because that, who's to know, maybe a little sky snuck its way in there. Certainly could happen.
Rod, this is Phoebe, and I have to leave at 12, and I don't want to interrupt the order. I'll just pick it up. I'll watch it after when you send the recording. So.
I was just gonna I could do it right now. You're next, right? No.
Well, I'm sorry to bump ahead then.
No, the order doesn't really matter. Okay.
Thank you, Rob.
Sure. Let's see here now. Okay. So you're getting it. I mean, you've got the blue on the wall here. I think could be even bluer though.
Yeah, it's not looking like my original somehow, but yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Exactly. Well, every camera takes them a little bit different.
Yep.
But I would say, a little bit blue, maybe a little bit violet in there too.
It's interesting, especially after, I don't know whose was just before, but since she was stronger with her colors, it emphasized, it's almost a better lesson in a way than Sargent's was.
Right.
I mean, it is, because she's taken it a little further.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you take what's there and you exaggerate it to see it, and then you just run with it. I mean, so I've seen master copies that didn't even look like the master copy at all. You could see how they were taking their P's and Q's from there and then running with it. That's what you do. So
there was an article. It was either in the LA Times or the New York Times about Hopper's early works.
Oh.
I think it was Hopper's early work copying somebody. I think it was Charles Bruce. Anyway, an interesting. I'll look it up and send it to everyone.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, if you send that to me or everyone, yeah, just send it. Just send it to everyone. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice piece.
Thank you. I had fun and I learned so much from doing this. Your help with the colors, sort of analyzing the colors, and it was just a terrific exercise.
Well, thanks. That's what it's all about.
Plus, it was fun.
Nice drawing.
Thank you.
Nice color. Nice. You guys are overlapping here. Nice.
The bottom, the front, the lower part of the painting in the front was tough.
Really?
All those colors and all that.
Yeah. That's why you just have a little party with your color down there. You don't try to absolutely copy it. And I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it looks like a dog's breakfast, but his looked great.
Yeah.
It was a challenge, but it was so fun.
Well, thank you. Nice
Thank
job.
you. Thank you.
Nice work.
Sorry.
Okay, we've got Lynn. Wow, that's light, Lynn. Now here's another exaggeration in a sense, because she's taking now you've got the blues and the shadows on this wall. But instead of overstating everything, you're almost understating the lights and shadows. But the thing is that you're really getting that watercolor feel, that really light watercolor feeling, that sort of like high key watercolor feeling. Are you there, Lynn?
I'm here, Rob. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You know what? I kept working on it after I sent that in. I always send them in so late. But so I did highlight some of the colors a little bit.
Did you send me in another one?
No.
Oh, okay,
that's
fine.
that one. But I kept working. But exactly what you said, I realized when I looked at it, it was so light. So thank you.
Sure. So then you do have a nice blue wall over here, and you do have a warmer wall. I'm definitely seeing the red or violet over here. It's all just very light. And what's wrong with that? It's not as high contrast, but that's fine. I could see punching some darks, maybe in here, maybe up in here, or maybe these shadows, are a little more contrasty, but I don't mind. It has a very light watercolor feel that everybody loves. Let me get this off there. It's a nice piece. It's really got some. I really love the way the roof looks next to all that vegetation. Okay.
Rob, before you go on, I really I had a hard time with the colors. My colors are not the same as the ones I think you came up with, and I still tried to use, I kept asking about how to get the blue and how to get this, and I wondered if you maybe on your blue that you put on your wall, you said you used ultramarine blue, but what brand?
Oh, I'm using the Mary V or whatever they're called. Myri blue. My memory blue?
My Mary blue or something like that?
Yeah, I don't think it matters though. Just ultramarine blue would be fine. Your color is fine. Just I think it needs to be a little darker.
Yeah, definitely.
Your color is just right on the mark right there, I think. But it's very light, so I would go a little more contrasty than that. That's all. And you added white to it. It looks like too. Good.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a real great technique that you taught us.
Yeah. I might get something a little bit dark back there. You see where I put that?
No, where? Oh, okay, gotcha.
The back right here? Or right here? You do need some darks. I mean, they don't have to be extremely dark, but a couple of darks, you know, up in here, a couple, you know, can really pop things a little bit, that's all. And they don't have to be as dark as Sargent because you're doing kind of a lighter scheme. So, yeah. Was there a question? Oh, thought I heard someone. Other than that, I think it looks great. God, this really nice. You got a really luminous piece looking. Really nice luminous piece.
Oh, thank you. Well, his is pretty luminous, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got Joanne. All right, let's see here. Okay, so how about some more blue on the wall here?
Okay.
Like blue and white.
Okay.
Should use this.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah, and then right as it gets over here, it gets a little lighter. I think it's actually, yeah, whatever. It's got a little more violet in it too. Blue and white in there. What else? Got the tree shadow. I see the shifting color. Good. Because it does go a little bit on the red. Or I would say red. I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of a violet gray shadow over there. Cool roof.
I had a question about the dry because I was working too dry, I think.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the blending as much as I want, and I don't have enough change in color, I don't think. So, can you comment on that, please?
Yeah, you look like you're working pretty dry. I know, right? And then you add more water, and then it just goes all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. It's just sort of a medium there. There's a medium between how much water you use in the paint and how much, because you add too much, and then it gets maybe out of control. And then, of course, it takes a lot longer to dry. And if you work too dry, you have the opposite problem, and it dries too fast. You get these edges. I know. I just want you to think of there's a medium in there. There's this point where the water drives it enough, and it's wet enough to get it to flow, but not so wet that it goes all over the place. You know, and some people actually will look at the sheen of their page. If you hold it up to the light right, and or maybe look at it at an angle, you'll see how wet your paper is. Because of course, if it's really wet and you use your hand, you're going to make a big splotch in your piece. So, let's see. Okay, we need a little bit more shadow up in here. I think that one got a little green, got a little bit yellowy up in there, like we talked about, maybe up in here too.
Okay.
And let's see. Let's see. We've got this. Now some of these, I see you putting the white in there, but it's got a little bit bright.
Okay.
So I take those down about, take those down in value a little bit more. Try to get that tree-ish kind of shape in there. And you might want to even take some of those dappled shadows down onto the sidewalk like that. I'm seeing a few of those. Go in there. Right, and it looks like if you're working too wet, what happened maybe here was that your bush color kind of leaked into your color of your water.
Yeah, of course.
Stuff like that happens,
Well, I learned a lot. It was fun, and I learned a lot, so it's okay.
That's why they invented paper towels. I do a lot of blotting. I went through a lot of paper towels on this one, actually. And let's see. That's about it. I'm seeing your color changes. You're seeing the color changes between the bluer shadow here and the warmer, shall we say, more violet shadow on this side. But I wish it had a little more contrast.
Okay.
So, what you have right now is plenty of. I'd like your shadows to be about this value right here.
Okay.
So try to get them a little darker as you pull them down and over. A little darker, kind of a light blue violet.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that'll give you more contrast so you can see the shadows a little bit better. You have plenty of light on there still though. It's almost like it's about half finished. Just pull those shadows down on there a little bit more distinct. I know it's not easy.
No, but sometimes I do the stuff a second time and then I understand it better. So that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And by the way, you guys, I don't know if you don't have time, that's fine. But one of my favorite things to do is I'll exhaust myself. So if I do, let's say I'm out doing a painting and I really like it, but there's something not working, I'll go and do it again right on the spot. In other words, I feel like I'm hot. I'm already warmed up and I'm going, and I would rather do it then than have to come back and do it at another time when I'm not in this mode where I'm already have these problems that I want to work out. So if you have time to redo it today, I would, but if you don't, that's fine. My suggestion is, if you're going to do another one, do it right after you did the other one. I know you might not have time, and that's fine. Hey, George. Oh my gosh, that's luminous. And it works with your other paintings again, George. Gosh, your style is just coming out.
Well, I figured Sargent would use opera if he had it. So I put a little bit of opera there on the right.
Where, here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not as bright as I would like.
What's not as bright?
The opera. It was too watery.
Yeah, you got to put it on like this.
Yeah.
They gave me opera. They didn't give me other colors, but they gave me opera.
Oh my gosh. Huh.
I never use it, but I like it. Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing the color change here. You definitely got that. Good. The progressive color between the tree shadow being more violet red and then going into something more brown over here. I prefer this blue. You really glazed some serious yellow over that, huh?
That was something called green gold.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice color.
Yeah, and the blue on the right has a lot of white in it.
Oh, yeah. And so if you do add blue, let's say you went over the shadow again for instance. Okay, and then you come over with a little bit of white too. You know, it'll mostly cover what's under there. So, but like, see what you did right here?
Yeah.
That looks exactly right to me. And so now it looks like to me with the yellow here, are you just experimenting, going, oh, I got to see what this yellow is going to do?
I just wanted to brighten it up a little. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it dried a little dark.
Yeah.
So you see what I did? I went over that with a little white.
Okay, yeah.
And it got it pretty close to this value.
Yeah.
So there's one thing you can do. That you know, I tell you what, learn to use that white, everybody. Sargent was a master of using white, and so is Zorn. Anders Zorn, this other artist. I think I've spoke about him before. Well, I think we should probably copy one of his, because I could show you some things that Zorn does with white. I've never seen another artist do it with white. Well, I've done it myself by copying him, but it's amazing what he does with white. So, all right. So I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more yellow under the door.
Okay.
Pop some under there. You got this just right. I think this feels great. All right. These are fine. And I like your exaggeration of color. You really went for it. That's what you got to do. But you know, you're so used to going for it that it's no problem anymore, right? I mean, that's what, you know, that's what happens after a while. Because I can remember when your paintings used to be a lot more apprehensive, you know.
Yes. I was a lot more apprehensive.
Well, good. Good. See what watercolor does for you?
And you.
Yeah.
And Hector encouraging me to just let loose.
That's right. Being a doctor for all those years, I mean, you had to be spot on, accurate on every little thing, or somebody dies.
Yeah.
I get it.
And you know, I was feeling a little bit at the beginning of this painting. I thought, oh my God, this is a little tedious trying to figure out exactly what Sargent was doing. But I learned a lot from it.
Well, good. That's the thing. That's the reason you do it. So good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we got Mitsuko. You have two of them, Mitsuko? Oh, wow.
Would you use the, yes, this one is fine.
Okay. Well, I'd say you nailed that painting, don't you? You nailed it.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Now, let's see. We get a darker color
I keep
here.
it totally like a practice and copying study rather than
good.
my own style or anything. Just try to be copying.
Yeah, sometimes it's a good idea to take your style and you know, park it for a while and then just paint in somebody else's style and also their technique just to learn it, and then go back to your own and see if you can maybe add to your own
and become humble.
Well, this is a nice painting here. Nice work. I like how your shadow goes from dark to light, from violet to brown. Nice looking door. Nice leafage. I don't know. What did you do in here that wasn't nice? This is a great painting.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe a little darker back here.
Okay.
I don't know. I hate it when you guys do these really good paintings. I don't know what to say. Really good painting. Yeah. So here you go. Maybe strengthen up some of these, possibly, if you like. This is perfect. The way you did this door.
I'm sorry. What you said I should do underneath the roof?
Maybe a little bit of reflected light under these, a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Little bit, just a little bit. Take a look at his and see what you say.
Okay.
I think I remember it being a little bit yellower under here.
Okay.
And this is fine. You know, certainly could play with a couple of colors in there if you like. But you caught this light and shadow on the building itself very nicely.
Uh-huh.
Now, sometimes what I like to do is very little yellow and like 99% white. 99% water and 1% yellow, and come back and accent
Oh, yeah.
some of your lights. This is way too much yellow that I'm using.
Yes.
But, you know, just to get a little bit more of the yellow on the wall.
Yes. Well, you always say that when you repaint white.
Yeah.
White wall, right?
Yeah. I'll come back and accent it a little bit, and
Yeah.
nowhere near this yellow, but
Yes.
just a little
I
bit.
understand.
Like,
Yeah.
see what you're doing right here?
Mhm.
You got a little bit of yellow in there, just a little bit more yellow in your whites.
Yes.
Yeah. That's about it. Any other questions?
Yeah, I like study. I like to study copying the masters, but it's in this time that with your guidance at the same time will be twice as much. Sometimes I go to Norton and copy the master, and that really helps later.
You just copy with a sketch pad?
Yes, I usually a pen and a pencil.
Well, hopefully by me having copied a lot of Sargents before, I can offer some, you know, I need to read these articles you guys gave too, because that always helps too. Maybe I could have even offered more if I would have actually had those colors on mine, but I think this was fine. But yeah. But it does help to copy with the assistance of somebody else who's already copied them. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. And that's okay. That's another one. Okay. There's Diane. All right, Diane. And I can see. Let's see here. Nice work. Nice color, nice value, nice change. You got the blue, the violet, the brown, and you're taking the blue and you're progressively getting lighter over here, so you're not missing a shit. And see how you came back with a little yellow up here? Just to accent. I could see you shooting a little bit of yellow more on this wall in the white.
Okay. It's amazing. Once I went back in and put the yellow over on the right hand side with the white, it made the white seem whiter.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it just I was just I just learned so much from this. Thank you.
Oh, good.
And echoing what everybody else says with your explanation and how to analyze it, it was really helpful. Really, really helpful.
That's great. That's why I do it. I mean, you know, I like to teach and paint. Teach and paint.
Well, you do
profess.
it well.
You know, even when I have a show like the other day, hopefully that, that's all about teaching. And I want to see what you guys have to say too. I want to see your shows, and I want to hear your interviews, because I get something. I mean, it's funny, when I'm teaching these classes, I get something out of every one of your paintings.
Thanks. I enjoyed your show. It was very. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, they say that's supposed to be up on the CAG webpage here this week sometime. So
great.
Keep an eye out.
Do you think it will include the interview with you? Because oh, good. Because I was hung up and something came up and I missed it on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to hearing the interview as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I mean, The vegetation's fine. This wall's fine. I just said add a little yellow. This is good. You got the reflected light. These shadows are great. I like all this area too. This is really, really nice. I added a little bit of dark back here. I think maybe a little bit of dark back there.
Okay, yeah.
Just to get it to pop a little bit more.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you're right about the tree on the right, where the front of the house is. There should be a shadow casting right onto the walkway. I mean, to me, I think there should be. Yeah.
Yeah, Sargent got it wrong. Sorry, Sargent. You blew it. There should be something there.
Especially since I'm so dark in that corner. It seems kind of too dark to me.
Maybe there actually is. I'm not sure. I have to go look back at the picture, but
it's very faint.
Yeah, maybe the shadow goes something like that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what it's doing. He's just got so much paint going around. He's like he's like Jackson Pollock. I don't know that artist. He's like all artists wrapped up into one artist. So are a lot of masters, I've noticed. Anyway, nice work. Well, thank you very much. You've got the red berries on the ground. Nice.
I had fun and learned a lot, and I hope we can do this again. With like you say, copy another master. It's very.
Well, we
helpful.
should.
Yeah.
We should. I'd like to do this again, maybe in a couple of weeks or something.
Okay.
We'll get it. We'll see how we all feel.
Okay.
I'm thinking Hopper maybe, or Winslow Homer, or throw me out some names, you guys. I heard Turner too.
Okay.
And then Zorn too. Zorn's another one, really great one. So.
Nobody ever misspelled Millard Sheets.
What was that?
How do you spell Zorn? Millard Sheets.
Oh yeah, Millard Sheets. Yeah. Zorn is Zorn.
Anyway, thank you, Rob.
Thank you. Nice work. Okay, who is this? Who is this? This is Daniel? Daniel, are you there or are you muted?
Dan had to go to a dentist appointment, so he's not here, but go ahead and sit and watch it later.
Daniel signed his name there like he told me to. All right, I like that. What a great copy, Daniel. Wow. From dark to light, from violet to brown. I mean, you're really exaggerating it. You're really going for it. I mean, he really went for it here in this copy. You see how he just really went blue? I'm not sure if he's adding any white to that or not. Maybe it doesn't really matter. Really going violet, really going like into the yellow brown. In a sense, look at. This is in the yellow range, this is in the red range, and this is in the blue range. Interesting. How that red, yellow, blue thing always is happening. It's what makes everything interesting. Mm-hmm. Red, yellow, blue. Those are really the only basic colors. Those are the only colors you can't really buy. I mean, you can't really make those colors out of other colors. You have to buy them. All right. This is nice work. I got no problems with this piece of work. I just like how you exaggerated everything. Really feels like light and shadow on there. No negatives. I guess if you want to get technical, maybe give the house a little bottom. Maybe have it go slightly uphill too. And why does it go uphill? Because the horizon's here, right? So, just slightly uphill. And this is slightly downhill. That way, somewhere in space, they're going to meet somewhere in space way off over there. Okay. That does not concern me very much. What concerns me is you got everything that he had to teach, really. I guess if I had to say one little thing here, and I just said this on everybody else's pieces, add maybe a little bit of yellow to your lights, little accents of yellow, very little. And I mean like hard, not this much like you're doing there, even less than that. But come around and accent some of your white lights, and it'll feel more like sunlight. Even on the roof, get a little bit of the yellow, even on some of these, and you'll see, it'll feel a little bit more like sunlight. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Very good work. There's Alice. Or Toby. See, it said Tony.
I know, Rob.
I know, but I knew it was your work just by the style.
Thank you. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, my other email, I kept sending it and nothing happened, so I had to switch to this other.
No problem. Okay, now are you working on a hot press paper, or are you just using a lot of water?
I think I'm using too much water.
Yeah. That's no problem. Okay, so I'm definitely seeing those changes too on the walls, from blue to violet to yellow. Maybe a little lighter on this side. I noticed he lightened it up, and I think the reason the shadow lightens up on over here is because it gets even more influenced by the sky light, and the shadows in this area are closer to the tree, which is coming, which is where I'm sure he's standing right under that tree. So these shadows are closer, these shadows are farther away, and hence lighter, like you did here. That actually works.
That front of the building is super dark.
Yeah.
I put the white in the blue and kept trying to fix it, and it didn't exactly get lighter, it got darker. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Sometimes, gosh, with the gouache in your paint, you gotta, I think Shelley was right on that. I think it blocks the paper from coming through, and it actually gets darker. I don't know what it is, but sometimes you really gotta load up on that white, and I have to tell you, Sargent was not shy about using the white. I have rarely seen another. Yeah, what was that? Sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't even know if I should bother trying to lighten that or just do a different one.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's fine. Other than that, I could see like your yellow you're using over here on this wall. I could see a little bit more of that yellow in here on the white. Obviously, what I'm using is way too yellow, but and maybe a little on the sidewalk too. Just some little accents of yellow here and there, about like you're doing right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back with a little bit of the cadmium yellow. Everything else was a lemon yellow to start with. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Just warm it up with a little bit of yellow. Probably cadmium yellow, in my opinion, but lemon yellow can work. So, let's see. And that'll warm the painting up, by the way. Your painting, in general, looks a little on the cool side, and I think it just needs a little warmth, and I think that's what it needed, just a little bit of more warmth in the cloud. I see you put a little yellow in the clouds right here. Very nice. Very nice. That's so subtle.
Thanks. I think you suggested it.
Yeah.
That helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cadmium, I later went in with a little cadmium and yellow, and it did seem to help, but I didn't want to overdo it, so then I stopped.
A little bit more. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so we got here. There's Lynn, there's Hector, and Henry. All right, Hector, wow. Hector's not shy about using that white either. Hey. Now, one of my favorite things to do is interject that white in there and then maybe take a shadow back over the white, which is what, that's what Sargent would do. He would hit white on there, and I've seen him do it on like women's white dresses and whatever. Man, I tell you, he kicks it on there. Does not mess around. you got a really nice feeling of light and shadow on this thing. And it really feels like a little white building under a tree. Like a very light building. Okay. And I like how you came back and hammered some of these whites in there. Just smacked them in there. That's what I mean. That's what you got to do. Are you there, Hector? All right, that's okay.
Yes,
Maybe unmute yourself.
Yes, I am.
There you are.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And I guess I could have seen now. The reason I would add a little bit more blue to the top is just for the lesson of that sky, the sky hitting the top there.
Yeah, some of the other paintings, that blue on the roof was beautiful.
Yeah.
I only had a certain blue, so I just went with this one, and I tried to bring it out just by the whites. But that's
nice work.
What you gotta do. Thank you.
I'm glad you weren't shy with those whites either. Well, you're not shy on anything. You're just not shy, period. It's so funny when we're in the park. You're the first one. Everybody goes up to. Can you? And you're like, sure. And then I look over there, and you guys are talking about like, I don't know. You remember that old little cafe back here? I mean, you're funny. Anyway, nice sense of light and shadow. Nice sense of value. You really nailed those darks. I would probably nail a dark right here. You know where I'm going to hit it, right? Right back here?
Yeah.
He hit something back there, and I think it really works for me. A little dark back there. So
I agree.
Other than that, I think it's looking pretty darn good. Sometimes when I pop these whites in there, I'll then after they dry, go over them with a little bit of yellow, little poppy little yellow accents here and there. Just
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you. Okay, Henry, let's get you up there. Whoops, let me get these dots off your piece there. All right, Henry, nice work.
Thanks. It's great to learn from a great master directly with your guidance.
Thanks. Yeah, now you can tell Henry is mixing. See how he's mixing right there right in the shadow? If anything, I think these shadows could be a little bluer.
Mm-hmm.
But you see how he's not shy about mixing color right into it, right on the paper. And that's how you get like these kind of marks where it just dissolves itself into the color. That's that sort of wispy thing that watercolor does that everybody loves so much. Oh, but your door and your roof are to die for.
Thank
That
you.
is beautiful. Just beautiful. Exactly like what I was talking about. You got the feeling of the sky in there, and the feeling of the yellow light hitting it too. This door is fantastic. Really feels recessed into there. That because he hit this dark right here, really feels recessed.
Mm-hmm.
And you really smack that yellow up in there good. Here too. Yeah, you really hit a lot of yellow, reds and oranges up in there. Anyway, look at this. For those of you that were looking at how to do a little abstract expressionism down on the bottom there, look at that. That's mixing right on the canvas, or what, paper. It's all the same. So nice work. Yeah, I would probably just use a little more blue in the shadow here, and then I think you have enough yellow, but if anything, maybe little touches of yellow here and there in the lights.
Mm-hmm. I think the photograph took it off. It was yellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we're looking pretty darn good there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's,
I love your signature.
oh, thanks.
Your signature almost looks like it says H2O on it.
It's for the year of 2000. Yeah. Next year will be 21.
I mean, but I like that. It's water. It's water, right?
Water. Yeah, maybe I should keep signing it as yes.
I like. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did I get everybody? Did I miss anyone?
I sent mine at 11:53, so if you can go back. Suzanne.
Suzanne, oh, okay.
Said yes.
So maybe you were one of the first. Oh, there you are.
Said yes to be out from work. Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Reduction of 12,200.
Mute yourself, whoever. Please mute yourself.
Surpass the 12,000.
I don't think they can hear me.
That's why it's not. Oh, okay.
Hey, Hector, is that you? Mute yourself. You can't hear me.
I think it might be Henry.
Oh, Henry. Henry, mute yourself.
I was muted.
Thank you. All right. What do we got here? All right, so you got, look at the changes, nice. Nice changes. So you're seeing that, you're seeing how a shadow goes from dark to light on a wall, and from, something to a different color, from a warmer color, from a redder color to a yellower color. Even though they're muted, they still are. They're progressive. They change as they move away from you. Got the blue on this wall, really nice. Vegetation in the background looks great. Let's see. Maybe a little darker under this eave right there. Maybe a little bit darker in there. It feels like it's a little bit more in shadow.
Okay.
I see your yellow accents over on this side. I can see a couple more on this side, but I think it's pretty darn good. And I think the whole painting's pretty darn good, but let's see. Yeah, you got a nice strong dark back there. Yeah. Any questions? I think it looks pretty good.
No, it was very fun. Thank you very much. This was a fun thing to do and to watch you do it.
Oh,
so
good.
Thank you.
Well, good. Okay, one thing see how this edge right here goes, it's really got kind of a hard edge to it. What I would do is just take some of this leafage kind of over the sidewalk a little bit, and maybe even a little wet into wet action on there, so it feels like leaves are on.
Okay. Yeah.
That's like, if that's all I can come up with to say, I mean, it's a pretty good painting. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just loosen that up a little bit. That's all.
Okay.
Good values, good colors. Yeah. Anyone else? All right then. Okay, and that's about it. Okay.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Rob. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
It's a good day, you guys. That was a great day. I'm glad we could do it.
That was fun.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much.
Great job, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
All right.